to the 8th episode of 3 Men in a Movie. Today we're going to discuss some interesting facts about Wonder Woman. Raul, why don't you jump in and get us started?
Okay, so like most actresses, she had to come back and do some post-production reshoots for the action scenes.
Who is she?
She is Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot.
Yeah. There you go.
Need that.
You can look up pronunciation on YouTube. There's a whole video on it.
It's all over the place. And as many of you guys already know, she was 5 months pregnant. So she was showing, and what they did was they fixed her suit and they added like a green screen effect to her suit so that in post-production they could fix it. Another interesting fact that I found was the homage they paid to the original Superman film in the alley scene. I won't give too much away for the 3 people that haven't seen the movie yet. But you know, there's a definite homage where she blocks a bullet for Steve the same way that Clark blocks a bullet for Lois. I thought that was pretty cool.
For me, the thing I found most interesting from the film was that while she's Wonder Woman and they build her up to be amazing and a goddess and a superhero, they still keep a very feminine element to her, where, you know, the first time she sees a baby, she's like totally enamored with babies, and that's the first thing my wife pointed out to me, is like, that's such a female thing to do. Like, every female is like, so, oh my gosh, every baby is like a gift from God, and they're just so enamored by it. And then
she almost took the baby too. So.
Right. and the first time she has ice cream, she has that exact experience of like ice cream was manna from heaven sent directly here from God, and she just fell in love with ice cream intensely. And they just kept that really human, feminine element to her as they built her up as a goddess and as Wonder Woman.
You should be very proud.
And I really enjoyed that. So, Byron?
Yeah. Speaking of homages, one of the other homages was the glasses, because usually the original Wonder Woman wore glasses, kind of like the whole Clark Kent thing, and they kind of paid a little more homage on that. Even though it was for a short time when she was trying on the clothes, she put the glasses on, but got broken in that same fight scene when she stopped the bullet.
Glasses are sexy.
She's like, I don't need these.
Yeah, it didn't matter what she wore. And also another cool thing too, Zack Snyder, the producer, he had a small little cameo in the movie as well. He played a soldier. So if you guys don't know, you know, Zack Snyder, then you probably missed him. But like, you know, he also directed Watchmen as well. Another good kind of superhero movie.
Do you think this is something you should pay for, wait for, or just forget about it?
Well, I paid for it, so I'll say pay for it.
Since you already
I don't live by regrets.
The rest of you.
So if I paid for it, you guys should pay for it too, at least once. The movie was decent. There's a couple of things I didn't like too often. Now, one of the things was like the whole bullet blocking. It was really cool the first time around, but I think they should have mixed it in with a lot of fast action bullet blocking. They really want to get close-ups on her. So I know the fight towards the end was kind of weird, where she was rushing through everybody and fighting everybody. It looked kind of weird. I think it could have been more behind it, and I think some of the fights she did, where they tried to really get a good capture of her doing the fight instead of the stunt person, could have been a little better. But overall, it's, you know, decent.
I think the editor of the movie like just learned how to do slow-mo or just learned how to put bullets in, and he or she was like, oh, I'm gonna do it the whole movie. Kind of like with us, we learn how to do green screen.
Yeah, and then
it's every episode.
And then I don't want to touch on the other thing, but the whole like her little sliding attack that she did, I think that was kind of old too. Got pretty quick.
Well, it's old because you probably know how to do it, but if I learn how to do it, I'd be doing it everywhere. Can I get a burger? Can I get a soda? All right, Hans, what do you think?
I would say pay for it, and pay for it in 3D. I watched it in 3D, and this is one of those films that I think it's really enhanced in 3D. All the slow-mo in 3D looked amazing. So I would say...
No matter how redundant it was.
I would say, you know, all the action scenes and all of her, you know, being Wonder Woman and being amazing just looked amazing with the 3D. So pay for it, and pay for it in 3D. Raul?
I would say pay for it, since I paid for it, just like Byron said. But now hearing Hans talk about the 3D, I wish I would have paid for it in 3D, because it looked amazing to me. All of her scenes, and I have some issues with the film, but everything that Wonder Woman was in looked great. And the slow-mo stuff, I actually really liked, even though it was redundant. But in 3D, I can only imagine what it would have looked like, so I might say pay for it once in 3D, or watch it once regular and then pay for it in 3D again, which I'm probably going to end up doing. Byron, you want to go with me?
I'll think about that.
That sounds like a date.
I'll go on a date, but I don't know if I'm watching that movie again.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
One time's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. So, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Does a female superhero have to be hot?
No, I think she still shows the strong qualities like in leadership and of course if she could carry the movie, the actress herself could carry the movie. I think that's all you need. You don't have to be beautiful, but as long as you have like strong conviction or whatever that you're doing in the movie story wise, that could captivate an audience is good enough.
Now, does it add to or take away from it that she's so attractive?
Well, I don't know because she did look so great, and some parts I remember while I was watching it, and she would smile and I, kind of lose it a little bit, like, whoa, wait a minute, like, it's an actress and the whole thing, but like the fact that she looked so good made me be so captivated I couldn't look away, Yeah. So
that's why you like the slow-mo so much. I understand.
That problem is it. But I mean, anybody you ask, I think, would agree that she is very nice to look.
Oh yeah, I loved her in Fast and Furious. And they had to kill her.
Yeah. Well, she had to go and do another movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's just an interesting thing that a lot of times, good is portrayed as beautiful, and evil is portrayed as ugly. And I think it's something that people get in their heads in real life that, like beautiful is good and is holy and amazing, and ugly is evil or bad, and I think it helps to enhance the stereotype versus helping to fight against the stereotype.
Yeah, and the only thing I think I wish I know she was pregnant, so she probably couldn't get a lot of definition, but I wish she would have had more definition. Because if you look at the other people that played the Amazonians, all of them were pretty defined, pretty good looking, muscular wise, and her being pretty much a demigod. I think she should have showed that, especially now since they have that strongest beautiful thing. That's going really big, and I would love my daughters to see that. If you have a couple muscles on you, it's not bad, and it actually it's beautiful. So a lot of athletes that do that build that up. They kind of get self-aware of how defined they are, and they might get made fun of. But if they would have saw Wonder Woman that way. She was pregnant, so I completely understand. But if when I saw her that way, I think it would have been a real bigger impact on the younger generation.
Yeah. Another fact is she did gain 17 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just she's a hard gainer.
Maybe. Got keep on our protein.
Maybe all 17 weren't muscle. No. So I do have one other question, just because all three of us have daughters. How do you feel about the importance of having a female superhero to look up to as your daughters grow up? That, hey, I'm female and I can conquer the world and do everything that that a man can do for the most part.
Yeah, I feel it is important,
and still love babies and ice cream.
I do feel it is important, but I also feel it's a lot more important to kind of even out the playing field, so where there's equal amounts of male and female superheroes to the point where we don't have to be so amazed and have to praise it as much that there's one. There should be a lot of them to where it's a normal, natural thing, and little girls and little boys can pick and choose whether they like the male or the female, regardless of their own gender.
Well, I think it's a good sign that the movie did so well that it, did what, 230 million worldwide the first weekend. That because obviously Hollywood doesn't care male or female; they care money or doesn't make money. So I think we have to pay. We have to pay to see these films so that they say, hey, it's worth it to make these films. I think it's a really good sign that it did so well that they can say, hey, we're going to pick some other heroines to highlight because it's going to make money and it's going to translate into dollars at the box office.
Yeah, and I hope that, I don't know how many female superheroes are there, but I hope they make more in the future. Especially, after seeing how good Wonder Woman did, that hopefully, some Stan Lee and some of these other comic book writers will go back into the drawing board and make more female superheroes. Especially leads too, she did really good as a lead. So, I hope there's more of that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing to focus on is how you write the character. Because me going into it, I didn't want to think, oh, I'm going to go see a female superhero. I wanted to go see a superhero movie, period. She happened to be female, obviously, and I was aware of that. I'm not dumb. I could tell, right? She's beautiful and everything and all of that. But there should just be characters, and whether they're male or female, they need to be well written, and not too much importance should be paid to their gender. You know, I think that's the way that will kind of even things out.
So that ends this week's episode on interesting facts on Wonder Woman. We'd love some suggestions for what you'd like us to review in upcoming weeks. Please leave those for us in the comments. You can obviously find us on Facebook at 3 Men and a Movie Review. You can find us on Instagram at 3 Men and a Movie, and you can find us on Twitter at 3 Men 1 Movie. So this has been
3 Men
and
a Movie.